Hey movie fans, here to talk to you today about a movie that has not really been getting a lot of hype, but I think definitely deserves some attention. One that you'll definitely want to look into, one that you should definitely check out, and that's Murder on the Orient Express. This movie is what it claims to be. There's a murder that happens on this train, and the world's greatest detective, no, not that world's greatest detective, but the world's greatest detective, Hercule Poirot, French detective played by Kenneth Branagh, is on board to try to solve this murder mystery.
And you are innocent?
You're fun.
It's a cool movie, really great movie. And you know, speaking of superheroes and stuff, they're kind of, you know, dominating the box office lately, with in addition to Disney Pixar's Coco. But what a cool option here to have with Murder on the Orient Express. This is a really intriguing movie that gets you thinking, keeps you guessing, and has a lot good going for it as you watch and enjoy this movie. One of the things that make it great are the incredible cast that was put together. I mentioned Kenneth Branagh. You might remember him as Gilderoy Lockhart, and in this one, holy cow, he does an awesome job. Just to kind of help introduce his character, you kind of have to understand a little bit more about the setting. So it is solving this murder mystery, so you can kind of think of it like Clue, but it's being led out by basically a Sherlock Holmes type of character. So Sherlock and Clue, that's some good stuff to get together. And the detective here, Poirot, that Branagh plays, I mentioned he's French, so he's got a great accent, but really, it's all about the mustache. And holy cow, he's got the mustache. It's like he's got two mustaches, and each mustache is like as big as two mustaches. So it's like there's four mustaches on this guy. So it's awesome. It's great, and he's such a wonderful, eccentric character who, you know, is a perfectionist, kind of OCD about things in life, and so very blunt, and provides some great comedy with it and some great humor throughout it. But also it's just awesome to see the deductive reasoning and seeing him pick up the clues and get onto the clues and solve mysteries. So great character there. But also, I mean, you've got Penelope Cruz, William Dafoe, Josh Gad, Judi Dench, Johnny Depp, and who was also really cool for me to see was Daisy Ridley. You remember her as Rey in the Star Wars movies, the new one coming out here soon. So really fun to see her in this character and see her doing different things. And then there's also Michelle Pfeiffer, and that's not even mentioning everybody. I mean, the cast really is great, and it's awesome. So another really cool thing and great aspect of this movie is the cinematography. I mean, it's, for the most part, it's taking place on the train, but even with that, you know, they're not limited, and they do some really cool things visually that I think add a great tone and a great quality to this movie. That it's really a great part of it as well, is seeing that. So I mean, you've got great cinematography, you've got a great story, you've got great mystery and intrigue, and you know, it's just drawing you in with the way it makes you think. But really, Kenneth Branagh, he is the reason why you got to go see this movie. I mean, even with that amazing cast, he really does just stand out and does an incredible job as the detective.
Hercule Poirot, I do not slay the lions, mademoiselle.
And is just awesome. So he to me was probably my favorite part of this movie. So, can we talk about the pace of this movie? Man, thinking about the pacing of this movie, you know, it really is kind of like the train ride that these characters go on. Getting on a train. So, you know, at the beginning, it really gets moving. It's picking up steam. It's starting to roll. You're not only meeting a lot of characters and getting introduced to a lot of characters, but you're also, you know, there's a big excitement at the beginning. There's good humor in it, and you're really just getting to know and become familiar with the protagonist of this movie.
If there was a murder, then there was a murderer.
The murderer is with us.
And so it just gets moving along, and it's got a great start, and it's going and it's flowing. And then you're on the train, and you're thinking things through because, well, for me personally, I hadn't seen the original, the old version of this. So I'm just thinking, like who's going to be the person that gets murdered on this Orient Express? Who maybe did it? Who could have done it? Who are they going to make you think did it? And then maybe somebody else did it, and you're just really thinking through it. So it gets going, it gets moving like the train. And then, complications arise. Trouble ensues, and things kind of get halted. But then the movie just coasts right in for a smooth, sweet, and tender finish into the nice finish of a train station. So I thought it had some cool pacing elements that way. So here's a great movie for you to watch. Movie that you really will just get drawn into the story. The story is great, based on an Agatha Christie novel, and it really will just have you thinking. And it's a good change of pace. A good change of pace from a lot of what the blockbusters and what we're getting in the movies today. So it's got my vote. Go check it out. I really liked it, and it keeps you guessing all the way through. So go check it out. Let me know what you think. And yeah, that's SawItTwice Movie Reviews.